Hello everyone, welcome to the 90th Minute channel, where we discuss football, analysis, tactics, transfers, and everything related to the beautiful game. Today, we are taking a deep dive into a huge question: where can Real Madrid improve this summer? After a season filled with heartbreak and underperformance, Los Blancos are entering a new era, and it's time to talk about how they can reclaim their throne at the top of European football. The most successful club in European football didn't have the kind of season they hoped for. They fall short in La Liga, finishing behind Barcelona, and anybody who has watched the season could very well tell you that there was no hint of a title race. Barcelona steamrolled through the La Liga from the start to the end. There was no hint of a title race. Then, in the competition where they are known to be the most successful team, they were dismantled by Arsenal 5-0 on aggregate in the Champions League quarter-final. They lost both at the Emirates Stadium. Also, they also lost in the Santiago Bernabeu. And to top it off, they suffered a painful Copa del Rey final defeat again at the hands of Barcelona. And this was just not enough. Real Madrid lost to their arch rivals 4 times in a season. It is definitely an unthinkable stat. Now, as a result of this, a lot of things have to automatically happen. First of all, club legend Carlo Ancelotti has been shown the door. He had been one of the most successful managers Real Madrid has had, and in his second stint at Real Madrid, he ended up winning the Champions League for 2 times. Alongside that, he also won a La Liga title. But after having such a disappointing season, he has been finally shown the door. Luka Modric, one of the club's greatest midfielders, it looks like he is going to leave the club at the end of the season after it is decided that Real Madrid are not going to offer him a contract renewal. Alongside that, academy graduate like Lucas Vazquez will also be ending his Real Madrid journey at the end of this season. Now, under new young and ambitious manager Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid are preparing for a new chapter. But in this new journey, alongside Xabi Alonso, they would be needing reinforcements, and those reinforcements have to come at the club very quickly. So, we will be discussing about some of the issues that Real Madrid currently have, what steps they can take in order to fix those issues, what are the players they could possibly sign in the summer transfer window in order to address those issues, and whether getting those players would be feasible in this window or not. The first issue, centre back. Now, David Alaba had been a great servant ever since joining the club in 2021. But he is now 33-year-old and he has encountered frequent injuries. Alongside that, he cannot be reliant upon week in, week out. His injury record for the last 2 seasons has been terrible. First of all, he no longer has the pace which he had in his younger days, which means he can no longer play at the left back position. Alongside that, his injury records means he is no longer somebody who could rely at the centre back positions. Adam Militao, for the last 2 seasons, had a terrible luck with injury. And even though he is going to come back next season, we never know what kind of player will he be. We have seen a lot of players after suffering through massive injuries suffer a massive lack in confidence. We saw their physical we saw a physical decline in them, and we have to see what kind of player Adam Militao will be when he come back next season. This leaves Antonio Rudiger as the only dependable senior options. While Raul Asensio has shown glimpses of promise, he is still raw. That is why Real Madrid have already moved and they have completed the signing of Dean Hudson from Bournemouth. Now, he is a technically gifted young midfielder. He is somebody who brings composure on the ball and he is a long-term potential. I think with this signing of Dean Hudson, Real Madrid have slightly improved the position of centre back. But will he be enough? Personally, I feel like alongside him, they also need one more centre back because they have to replace two centre backs in the form of David Alba and Adam Militao. Now, I think Real Madrid would not be signing another centre back apart from Dean Hudson because they would be waiting for William Saliba or maybe Ibrahim Konate run down their contract at Arsenal and Liverpool respectively. So I think Dean Hudson will be the only player Real Madrid are going to sign this summer. But I still think Real Madrid need one more experienced centre back to fully stabilize the back line. Now we talk about the fullbacks, which is the weakest link of Real Madrid. Now, anybody who has seen Real Madrid last season will tell you that fullbacks were the biggest weakness of Real Madrid. A major injury to Danny Carvajal and a lack of a natural replacement meant that Lucas Vasquez, at the age of 33, had to play at right back. And we saw that he was not ready for that. At the age of 33, he has already lost considerable amount of pace, and with him no longer having that pace, we saw him got out of positions multiple times, and especially in that game against Arsenal, he was not up to the mark. Now, he is serviceable, but in big games, he has been proved to be out of his depth. Fede Valverde has also played in that positions and he has done a great job, but playing him in that right back position meant his role in the midfield had declined. Now, on the left back position, it was even more worse. Alaba, even though he had played on that left back position, he now at the age of 33 can no longer play on that position as he do not have the pace. Alongside that, his injury concerns have meant that there is a gradual physical decline. And I think that Champions League quarter-final match against Arsenal proved it. Bukayo Saka tore apart David Alba in that Champions League game. Forlan Mendy, again, a player who has shown immense potential on that side, but he has been somebody who has been plagued by injuries. Then Fran Garcia, he has showed flashes of brilliance, but again, it looks like he is not ready for this level. Now, how they can how Real Madrid can improve in this department. Now, on the right hand side, which is the right back position, they have already started their work. Real Madrid have signed Trent Alexander Arnold, somebody who can offer a lot of attacking options from that right back position. While he is defensively suspect at times, but he is definitely a massive improvement over Lucas Vazquez. Alongside that, Danny Carvajal, who is going to return next season, he would provide a lot of balance on that right back position. But the left back position still remains a concern. Now, Who should they be signing? Personally, I feel like Alvaro Caracas from Benfica would be a phenomenal option for them. First of all, he is a traditional fullback who is excellent in 1v1 positions. He has an excellent defensive record, and I think with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right back side, who is slightly offensive, they need a defensive-minded fullback on that left-hand side, and I think Carras would exactly provide that. If they want more attacking threat, they might also explore the possibility of bringing back Theo Hernandez from AC Milan. Now, the next area where Real Madrid need improvement is the midfield. And I think there is one specific area where they need player. Ever since Toni Kroos left the club, Real Madrid are in need of a midfielder who could play as a deep lying playmaker, somebody who could control the games for them, alongside that, who could create from a deep lying playmaking positions. Real Madrid have very good midfielders like the likes of Jude Bellingham, Eduardo Camavinga, Freddy Valverde, but all of them are box to box midfielders. None of them could dictate tempo or control the midfield and the rhythm of the game like Toni Kroos do. Now, Luka Modric is somebody who could do that role, but with his age, he could not play multiple games. And with him leaving this summer, the problem will grow even more worse. So they need somebody as a deep lying playmaker. Now, there are two options available in the market which Real Madrid should definitely be exploring. The first is the option of Martin Zubimendi. He has been phenomenal with Spain. Alongside that, he has been phenomenal with Real Sociedad in that exact position. Even though it looks like his transfer with Arsenal seems to be complete, but we have seen the player change mind multiple times before. And if Real Madrid comes calling, they can hijack the transfer of Martin Zubimendi. I think he would be the most perfect and the most ideal candidate for this position. Now, the second candidate whom they could look for in this position is Angelo Steeler. He is somebody who has been recommended by none other than Toni Kroos himself. He has had a phenomenal season with Stuttgart and can create a lot of chances from the deep lying playmaker position. Now, the last and the major area where Real Madrid needs to work on is fixing the attack. After signing Kylian Mbappe, the expectations were very high. One of the best players of the world, Kylian Mbappe, was joining a Real Madrid team who already have Vinicius Junior, who was in the expected to win a Ballon d'Or this season, and Rodrigo, who has done excellent on that right hand side. With that in mind, people were expecting Real Madrid to have one of the best attacking trios in the world. But if the last season has showed anything, it is that the attack hasn't clicked. Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, and Rodrigo all prefer to operate on that left flank. Neither Mbappe nor Vinicius offer much defensively, making Real Madrid predictable in attack, alongside that very vulnerable in transitions. Now, Mbappe is going nowhere with 40 plus goals in his first season. Vinicius Junior being a Ballon d'Or run-up, it means that Rodrigo would have to leave the club, which looks likely. Now, with that in mind, Real Madrid would want to sign a true right winger, somebody who could stretch defensive, alongside that, somebody who could provide balance and help out defensively. Now, this one addition would certainly transform the flow and structure of the entire front line. Now, the Real Madrid team I am imagining next season will have Kylian Mbappe playing as a center forward, Vinicius Junior playing on the left. Now, as far as the right winger, I am not exactly sure whom they are going to sign. So I have Freddy Valverde playing as a right winger currently, as he is somebody who could provide defensive solidity. Alongside that, he could also stretch that side of the defense. I've got Bellingham playing in the midfield. Alongside that, I've got Kamavinga. Then I've got Chouameni playing as a CDM. Then we have the back four of Caracas, Dean Hudson, Rudiger, and Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right wing, right back position. And then obvious, we have Courtois in the goal. I think this Real Madrid would be an exciting team, and certainly a team who could challenge for multiple trophies next season and even go on to win a trophy. Now, as I have said, I am slightly confused as to whom they should sign as a right winger. So I would want to ask you guys to comment which player, which right winger Real Madrid should sign in order to improve this team. So this summer is absolutely critical for Real Madrid with Xabi Alonso at the helm and world-class talent already in the squad. The right signings could bring this team back to the top. As I have mentioned, a centre back, a solid left back, a deep lying playmaker, and a natural winger are some of the key areas which Real Madrid needs to address. If Real Madrid get it right, they will be back dominating both Spain and Europe. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the 90th minute. Let us know in the comments which signing do you want to see Real Madrid sign for that right wing this summer. This is the 90th minute, and we will catch you in the next one.